That was I think fourth time we played the Bulls this year, and by far that's the best they have played against us. You can see the focus, playoff starting. Rip Hamilton came out, gave them a great start. Their bench came in and really did a good job. Corver coming off those screens triggers so many things with your defense, and they're so well coached that when you help in certain areas, they've got things happening on the backside against you. I thought there were 4 or 5 or 6 plays that right at the end of the shot clock we couldn't come up with the ball. They hit some big shots against us. I was proud of my guys. I thought we fought. I thought we had 2 segments that really hurt us. Actually 3. We got down 10-3, fought to get it back, tied it at 28-all. Had 3 turnovers and missed layup, and they hit us with a 9-0 run. So that was like a 19-3 spurt in those 2 areas. And told our guys at halftime we were down 11. We came out, got it to 8, took a tough shot, and then I think they hit us with another 7 or 8 point run. So it's like any time we made a little move on them, they would hit us with one of those spurts. And that's what championship teams do. We've been around a long time, 40 years, and that's what I always tell guys is if you got to stay away from those kind of spurts during the course of games. That's how teams separate themselves. So Bulls played great. I'm sure right now there's a lot of concern over Derrick Rose. I sure hope he's not seriously hurt. I admire him so much. I think he's one of the young bright lights in this NBA, and I hope he's going to be back and he's going to be able to play because I admire greatness and he's a great player.
Questions?
Doug, with Hamilton, is it a case of he just keeps running?
Yeah, and he's got that championship experience. He knows where to get on the floor. I mean, he gives up 19 points on 7 shots. So by my math, that's almost 3 points per shot. That's you can't give Rip that. And then Corver, the stats say 11, but his impact on the game was big. And so you take it to 2-guard position. Those 2 guys had 30 points. That's huge.
Doug, it looked like you were trying a lot of different matchups. Was there something you found you felt not were going forward? Some of the things you did?
Well, the one thing that I was concerned about coming in more than anything else, Sam, was our ability to score against this team. They make a conscious effort to take our leading scorer, Lou Williams, out of the game. And so they make it very difficult. They trap him anytime you get him off the ball. The big guys are so aggressive. My big thing coming in here was, could we get Elton Brand shots? And we did. We got him 15 or so. And we tried to get them in situations where they're such a good pick-and-roll defensive team because their bigs are so active that we didn't want to just be dribbling that ball and get against the clock. What I was hoping at the end there was that Drew could see the ball go in a little bit. Maybe Lou would hit a couple baskets going forward. But I don't think anything, Sam, jumped out other than the fact that I thought we were not aggressive enough defensively to start the game. They shot a very good percentage in that first quarter, and their assist to field goal was something like 11 to whatever. They really executed well. We only had 2 deflections early in the game. We tried to get anywhere from 25 to 30 a night. I thought we got more aggressive. We ended up forcing 18 turnovers, and for us, anytime you look at the stat sheet for us, it's assist turnover. Our assists only 18 because we only shot 40%. But 11 turnovers, which is good. But early in the game, our turnovers were live ball turnovers, and they ran down and scored. They had 10 points off turnovers early in the game. They had 28 points in the paint in the first half. They ended up with 38. So I thought we did a better job of that. We were worried about the rebounding. They got us by 9. And they had 20 second chance points. So that was, as I said, coming in for us to win, rebounding was going to be vital. Noah and their bigs are constantly going to the basket, and they make it very difficult on you.
No. How do you feel Evan Turner handled himself?
I thought Evan played well.
Handled his minutes.
I thought he played very, very well. I mean, Evan is going to have to be out there for us because when you play against the Bulls, you have to have playmakers. You have to have guys on the floor that will make plays. And Evan did a good job with that. And so, I think right now when you look at it, Evan's one of our better rebounders tonight. He only had 3, But a lot of that was we had him out on the floor, sometimes guarding Rose, sometimes he was guarding Luol, and so he was away from the basket. We'd like to get him in a situation where when he's guarding, it puts him closer to the rim so he can rebound the ball. But I thought Evan did very well. I was worried about him coming in the game today because he had hurt a hamstring right before the Detroit game, and I didn't know how effective he was going to be. But he ended up giving me almost 30 minutes, and I thought he did a really, really good job. Got in the paint, made some things happen, got to the foul line 5 times. So, we shot 31 free throws. We're a team that, for the season, I think set a record for the fewest free throws made in a season. So we got to get to the foul line, manufacture some points. When I go to that lineup, we don't have three-point shooting, and we got beat by 15 points at the three-point line.
Doug, earlier in the year, you challenged your team to out-rebound the Bulls, and there was very few second-chance points, especially in the first half. What happened on the boards?
They're bigger, which causes a lot of problems. They don't have to help as much in a lot of situations that we do, and so our big guys get caught. Anytime they run that middle pick and roll with Rose, your big guy's out, and whoever's setting that screen just rolls right down the gut for them, whether it be Noah or Gibson or Boozer or Amir. I always butcher his last name, so Amir, and they put the pressure on you, and that's why they're the best offensive rebounding team in the NBA.
Hey guys, a couple more, please.
Doug, in addition to having 13 rebounds for Noah, he also had some tip-ins and also a lot of those team rebounds. I think probably him keeping the ball alive on the offensive glass and going out of bounds. He seems to have a knack for when he doesn't get to grab the ball, that he seems to make things happen with it.
Well, it's called playing to the end of every possession. That's what guys do. When you're a high motor guy and you play to the end of the possession, good things happen. And that's what I talked to our team about. Against the Bulls, you've got to play to the end of the possession. And I thought that there was 4, 5, or 6 balls that they came up with that we've got to do a better job of in Game 2. But you got to play to the end. Luol Deng is great at the end of the possession. So is Noah that you talked about. Gibson. A couple times the ball kicked loose, and it was right at the shot clock. I mean, Rose getting ready to shoot it, and I said to our coach, I said, that's going in, and he knocked it in. That's those 50-50 balls we talk about that we've got to come up with, because they're going to beat us on the boards. The question is going to be, what's the disparity going to be?
Guys, last one.
Doug, Tom's going to come under some scrutiny here for having Rose in the game, so like the 14-point lead. I'm just curious what your philosophy is about when you get that kind of lead with us.
First of all, Ray, it puts me in a trick bag, that question, because the one thing is Tom Thibodeau's Coach of the Year, and he was last year and he is this year, and he knows what he's doing coaching his team. And so Tibbs is my buddy. I have the ultimate respect for him, and from his standpoint, he wanted to finish that game the way he did. It's awful that Derek got hurt. I was a player that got injured, and I don't ever see that. I want to, when we play teams, I want to have to beat them when they're at their best, and I hope the kid bounces back. At the end of the game tonight, Evan was nursing a little bit of a hamstring. I tried to get him out. I didn't want Dre to be in there at the end, or EB, and that's just where we were at that stage of the game. But the one thing is, in the playoffs, it's not a cumulative points. They reset it at 0 on Game 2. And we've got an extra day between games, and I think it'll help us. I'll be able to watch the tape tonight with my coaches, and hopefully we'll be able to come up with some things. But the Bulls are focused, and they're playing really good basketball, and this is the time of the year when they want to get to.
Thank you very much, guys.